thank you so much. When you get on a Zoom and you see friends and you see people and yet you're the mayor, that's how you know you're where you belong, right? I'm right where I'm supposed to be at this appointed time. But thank you all so much for, first of all, the invitation to come and just talk about what I love best, and that is Manassas. Love being the mayor, love being able to share about what's going on in the city. Thank you all for taking time out of your Thursday morning, Friday Eve, as I like to call it, and coming to listen to me. As Bob said, I am out in the community. I tell people, stop me, say hello. That's just how I am. I try to be very approachable. I think that was something that wasn't in the city before, and not discrediting anyone, but just speaking to what I brought to the table. And that's another thing that I try to instill in people, is talk about what you're bringing to the table and not what somebody else did or did not do. I just know that I've got these 4 years to work with, hopefully more, but these 4 years I have really tried to just take the mayor's seat to another level. And I had my goals and my visions, and I've just worked at it, but I can't do what I do without all of you. All of the residents of the city of Manassas have been so receptive, and just think, this is a hometown girl who's done well and made it. I was your neighbor, or I went to school with you, or just a friend in the neighborhood. So I try to be out there as much as possible. But again, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you all for tuning in today to hear about what's happening in the city. I do have a wonderful economic development director, Patrick Small, who I have to give a shout out to. He preps me for all of these things. When you see me looking down, I'm looking at notes because I don't remember all the numbers and stuff. But I want you to have good information. So when you are out and people ask you, Bob Sweeney, why did you choose Manassas? Oh, because they're doing 1, 2, and 3, and of course they have the best mayor. But you want to be able to share the wonderful accomplishments and things that we're doing with the taxpayers' money, and that we're being responsible and we're governing and getting things done. And so it is just an amazing time to be here. We are definitely thriving in the city. As you know, if you've been watching, I'm very live and on Facebook. I pretty much try to post everything. If I can't be with you physically in your home, I know I'm with you on your phone. Some kind of way you're going to see me. I come to you in your utility bill. If you're a City of Manassas resident, I come to you in your utility bill every month in the City Connection newsletter. When you open it up, there I am on the left-hand side. So I try to put some little personal information in there, as well as information about the city and what's going on with us. And people often stop me and say, I saw your dad's birthday, or I saw you, the different things that are going on. To me, that's important because I can't put eyes on everybody every day, but at least once a month I can come to you in your utility bill, or you can go online and look at the City Connection newsletter. And since we don't have a local newspaper anymore, that's sort of a lifeline for a lot of people. And I realized that when I got into the office, that people need that connection. They need to feel that they are connected to City Hall, and they are connected to the mayor, and the mayor is approachable. So we are thriving. As you know, we just completed the state-of-the-art public safety building that you see right in the Georgetown South area there. That is expected to open around the end of April, and we named that after John Connor, the only police officer that we've ever lost on the Manassas City Police Force. So beautiful facility. It's sort of we had a ribbon cutting, but it was a soft ribbon cutting where it wasn't open to the public. People were trying to get in before it was really available for everybody, because everybody's so excited about it. But that will be open to the public at the end of April. That's expected. Now, things change all the time. So just watch our Facebook page. And if you haven't signed up, you want to make sure that you do that. In May, we're working also on our Manassas Museum. If you're in the area and you've seen all the construction going on there, we're hoping that will open in May. And that's going to be a phased opening. There'll be like a phase 1, and then there'll be some other phases as we go through, but they're also going to be looking for volunteers to help out at the museum. So make sure that you're, again, stay with our Facebook page and online with manassascity.org so you can see what's going on. We keep that updated with all the events. For somebody to say that they don't know what's going on in the city, that's your fault, because we are good. Our communications department is wonderful at getting out our information and what's going on in the city. And you can always call in here, and our clerks and different staff members will be happy to help you with any information that you need. City Hall, I mean, we're in temporary location right now over on West Street. If anybody is familiar and grew up in Manassas like I did, it's the old Piedmont building. It is actually the first place I opened my very first bank account. Can y'all believe that? I was like 14 years old, and it was, my mom actually worked here on, it's kind of weird because I'm on the fourth floor, and I used to come to work. My mom worked for Piedmont Bank, and I would come with her when I wasn't in school and spend the day with her. And she worked on the third floor of this building. And here I sit on the fourth floor as the mayor. And at the time, isn't that kind of just, it gives you goosebumps, really, because you just think how life is. I never thought I'd be sitting in this building as the mayor, and I'm opening up my first bank account there and that kind of thing. But that's where we are right now temporarily. We are hoping that City Hall will be open about June 2024. Hopefully sooner, fingers crossed. Scott Haran did an update at council meeting the other night and said, hopefully we can go a little bit sooner, but that is right now the plan. And then I know you all have been just waiting and wondering when the city turns 150 on April the 1st. No, it was not an April Fool's joke. It is April the 1st. All the festivities are going to be held at Jenny Dean Park. I am so excited about that. The actual ceremony begins at 3 o'clock. We have an amazing lineup planned for you all. We have bands. It's going to be a wonderful day for the entire family, children's activities. You have to come out. And then we're topping off the night with fireworks. I absolutely love fireworks. I don't know what it is. Besides having the best July 4th fireworks show here, I tell people don't even bother going to DC because you got it all right here in the city. It's absolutely the best. But we're going to have a fireworks show because what else would you do on the 150th but have a good fireworks show? And then to top it all off, we had the wonderful idea to have the unveiling of this mayor's portrait that day. So if you have not been to Mary Riley's studio, it's been hanging up down there. A lot of people saw it before I did, which is fine, but I thought it'd be a great idea to have that there and have an actual unveiling during that ceremony. So we're pretty excited that you all will get to see the mayor's portrait. And then when we move back into City Hall, we have the mayor's portraits hanging up here in the temporary location, but then when we move back to City Hall, they'll all be put up there. So pretty exciting. That coming up is pretty exciting. And so, you've heard in the news and we've been on TV about our latest acquisition from our Economic Development Authority with the Old Town Inn. I just am so excited that that finally came to fruition. That was one goal that I had, and many of you probably read the stories on Facebook that I put out and others about. That was at the very top of my list the very first week that I came into the seat of mayor, was to do something about that. I know of no one that has not looked at that and said, what is that doing here? And when are we doing something about it, right? So I just set on that path to get that done, and I did not stop. I really wanted it done in my first 2 years, but it was 2 years and in a week. So I think I can still say 2 years. We won't tell anybody. Right? So that's still being worked out. We have a lot of work to do there to figure out what we're going to do. People are stopping and asking, what are you going to do with it? And we want to hear from the public, and we will. Everyone will have an opportunity to chime in and say what they'd like to see. Of course, everybody's not going to get what they want, but we're going to do what's best always for the city of Manassas and how it's going to best suit us in this area. But what a game changer, right? To have that opportunity to do something right in the heart of our city, right in historic downtown, the change that it's going to make for the area is just incredible. So looking forward to moving forward with that. Um, we have new homes being constructed. The King's Landing project over there at Godwin Drive is going to add 28 new townhomes. Van Meter, south of downtown, we always were concentrating more on the north part. Now we're focusing on the south part of town. Single family townhomes. We have lots going on Prince William Street. We have Jefferson Square. Those are up now. And the Prince William, the Legion, the American Legion is partnering with People's Inc. to build veterans affordable housing there on Prince William Street as well. So we have that going on. Harris 2, if you're in historic downtown and you've been seeing those apartments go up next to the Bone in that parking lot that was there, that's called Harris 2. There's going to be, I believe, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I believe it is 16 apartments above retail. Retail will be on the bottom of that. So we've got, like I said, just lots going on. Our council had our retreat the first part of February, and I can't tell you enough how our council members are so dedicated. And to take 2 days to just focus on the needs of the city, going over our strategic plan, our goals. We didn't even, there were some other items that we couldn't even get to because we would get so involved in conversation on some things, and we did stay on track a lot, but there's just so much that we need to talk about and do. 2 days really isn't enough, but we did get a lot accomplished, and you'll be seeing some of the things that we talked about rolling out here as we go through. Our population is 43,000, in case anybody was wondering. If you ever get on Whose Line Is It Anyway or one of those shows and they ask you that, but 43,000. Our median household income is 102,000, and our house value is around $357,000. So that's just the little numbers to throw out at you about the city. I am, as you can tell, enjoying being your mayor. As Bob said, I did start the program. My Mayor Looks Like Me. That is now nationwide. I've presented about the program in a couple of different projects. And when I get up and talk about it, people are just amazed at how it just started and it's just taken off. But it is one of the joys, and I believe will be my legacy for being here in Manassas. I'm going to accomplish a lot of stuff. But that, I think, when you touch future generations that way, it's lasting and you're going to feel it. I mean, these young ladies got a chance. I'm 53, and I know I only look 23, but I'm 53 years old and I had never been to the White House. And these girls, 9, 10 years old, are going into the White House. That's life changing. That's opportunity that they will never, ever forget. I get tears in my eyes thinking about it, because I think if someone had done that for me at 9 or 10, I'd probably be president right now. It's that pouring in. But I'm also a big believer in you lift as you climb. You don't forget where you come from. You bring people with you and you have to reach back. And so you're held accountable for that. You're put into position so that you can elevate others. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for your community. And I think I've shown that I'm about being about the business of Manassas, and I want Manassas to be that household name. When people think Manassas, they think, yeah, I know that mayor. And so I go out, I'm always out regionally putting, I'm going to Fairfax this month to talk at a high school. I don't know if anybody had ever heard of Manassas, but they will now when I go there, and they'll want to come here and see what we're about, because I'm going to talk about all the wonderful things that we do here and how it is so great to be a part and live in this city. And I love talking about it, as you can tell. So that's pretty much it. All I had for facts. I wanted to leave some time to try to answer some questions for you all if you had them. Again, love my city. You can feel it. I've got invitations to do so many different things, and I consider it's a blessing and an honor to be mayor and represent the city. And what you see is what you get. Pretty much what you see me here today is what you see me at the farmer's market. I started doing the Mayor on the Move walks, because our numbers were down at the farmers market. And I thought, what can I do to drive people there? So I said, I'll just do a walk, and we'll start at the high school and we'll end it at the farmers market. And I do this during the warmer weather, so I'll be starting it back up in the spring. But the group of people will come. One time I had to walk by myself. Didn't matter. I was still going to walk. But I show up at the high school, 8:30 in the morning. People would come and join me. We walk around historic downtown, and then we would end at the farmers market, because I wanted people to see, look at our great award-winning farmers market, and you can get your fresh fruits and vegetables there. WIC and SNAP. Micron is a big sponsor of that, to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the community. So thankful for that partnership there. And people, what was funny was when we get to the farmers market, I'd say, okay, you guys can go shop now. And they'd all still follow me around. So I had this entourage follow me around, like, you can go shop. You don't have to stay with me, but you're just so cool. We want to hang with you all morning. Okay, it's great. I did midday with the mayor. I don't think there was ever a time in the city, I don't think any mayor had ever plopped themselves down in the middle of Old Town, historic downtown, and just for an hour for people to come and talk or yell or whatever they wanted to do, ever. And so that was a first. I didn't know if it would work or not. I'm a big believer in just try it and see what happens. Throw it up against the wall. If it sticks, it works, you keep going, right? So during the summer months, I think it was July and August, I set it up to where it was midday with the mayor. Come and have lunch with the mayor. I wasn't buying lunch for everybody, but you could bring your lunch and join me and just have an hour to just sit with the mayor and talk about whatever. I tried to make it interesting by having a guest speaker every week. I started off with the sheriff's department. Deputy Fernley came, because I thought people need to know who people are and make connections. If you don't know who that person is, this is your time to see them. And it would be a surprise. And they showed up. I had the fire chief, the police chief. I even had UVA, Mr. Ross Snare came for me one week. And so that's community. These are the people that you need to get to know in your community. So that worked out really well. And so just lots of different things that I try to think of that are different and inclusive, because that's what I'm about. If you don't know that about me, it's about putting your arms around the entire community and everyone feeling like they're being heard and that they're part of a big family. Because that's what we are. We look out for each other in Manassas. We care about our community. And I love the partnership that I have with the schools as well. The parent liaisons that they've added there is amazing. I've met with those ladies, and they are ladies there. There's a liaison for each and every school to help the parents and their needs. I partner with them like, hey, tell me what I can do with you in the community to make sure that they know City Council also cares along with your schools, because we have to work together. It's both sides coming at it and squishing the middle. So love the relationship that's been formed there. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So I want to leave some time for you guys. I know I went on, but you told me that was what I was going to do, was just talk. So, and y'all know I hate to talk, just kidding. So, so I left some time so you all can ask me questions. I'll try to answer them. If I don't know, I tell you I don't know, I can get back to you. But again, thank you all so much for allowing me the opportunity today to share my wonderful, wonderful city of Manassas with you. So thank you so much.
So Mayor, this is Mike Whitlock. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, Mr. Pickleball Whitlock. How are you?
I need to clarify something that Bob Sweeney said. Bob, she's my mayor. She's not your mayor.
Everybody needs to clarify that. I don't know about you, Michael, but I wrote down walking around the city with the mayor and midday mayor with the mayor. And I don't know when any of those things are, but I am getting on her schedule.
Okay.
There you
go.
So we have a chamber member on the call, Carl, and good friends with Carl. I had him move into the city over there at Messenger Place, and he's just a great guy. And he had an event at the Pentagon for a fallen soldier from 55 years ago. And he said, yeah, you know, Mike, I want you to come out there and God, you know, I gotta have somebody sing the national anthem. I said, well, Rihanna's tied up because of Super Bowl, but I think Mayor Younger sings the national anthem. Mm-hmm. Why don't you invite her? And she was gracious enough to come out with one of the vice presidents of Micron. and she sang the national anthem with the color guard, and it was so heartwarming. And so she's so but the point is she's so accessible to everybody, and which you hardly ever see anymore. And I just want to give you props for that. Now I got to ask you the hard questions. What's going in Okras?
Oh my gosh, I am not talking about that. Every single time he sees me, he asks me
Well,
that.
look at it. She got rid of Hotel Hell. That's going to be good.
Hotel hell, I love it. Oh my gosh. That's still top secret info, Mr. Whitlock.
Okay.
We'll find out soon enough what's going in there. So, but thank you. And Carl, you know, the invite, and thank you, Michael, for arranging that whole thing. I did sing the national anthem at a football game that was dedicated to a young man who passed away. I believe it was brain tumor cancer. He was 18 years old, and they had Ryland Strong night at the high school. And I just thought that was just my way of sort of giving back. It was Wear Orange that night. And so I thought, I'm going to do it. And both of these times it's been without music. That's a hard song to sing. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to do it. Well, you know, it was just my way of honoring him. So, and his mom, and they're affiliated with the, what is the name? Totally Vintage, I believe, on the corner there. And so that was such an amazing opportunity. And then when Carl, who I met with doing my walks, actually, he was one of my faithful, like I think almost every Saturday he showed up and walked with me. That's how we met. And then of course he's shown up to everything. And thank you, Carl, for always supporting me. You came to my coat drive, and that's where you asked me to do the anthem. And I thought I was gonna fall through the floor. Like, are you kidding? I've never even been to the Pentagon. And to be able to go there and sing the anthem was absolutely just amazing to be able to do that. So thank you again for that. And Michael, you're always so supportive. I appreciate you. You're always there, and you go live with your Facebook and, you know, in the city of Manassas, and you always say great things about it. So I appreciate you as well. Thank you.
You can tell him, Mayor, that you're my mayor.
Yes.
I know.
Michael, do you live in the city even?
I'm in across the street from the mall, Manassas Mall.
The Manassas Mall that's in the county, correct?
Well, across from there.
I live in the city though, so she's my mayor. Sorry.
Well, you live in the city.
That's when everybody got to
Across
start
the street
fighting
from the mall.
over, you know, if your zip code
I don't
is
lie
not
about being in the city.
you know, so Mr. Sweeney actually does live in the city, so I really am his mayor. So yeah, you know, don't give him a hard time, Mr. Whitlock. I am definitely Mr. Sweeney's mayor. So
I have a question for the mayor. And so I would say, well, before I get to the question, I would say, you know, I live in the city also. I live by Bob. Bob and I are next door neighbors. And I'm Delbert Parks. I'm the vice president of Micron Technology. So I, you know, moved to Manassas maybe a year ago. Virginia 2 years ago, but Manassas a year ago. I lived in Herndon, so I moved. Well, I moved to Manassas to be closer to Micron, obviously, since it's only like 5 miles from. But I mean, I live in historic Manassas, love it here, enjoy it. But living by Bob is even better, so that's kind of nice. I guess the question, and the mayor, I get on about this all the time. The noise from all the fire trucks is just amazing. Bob, right, Bob?
Yeah, it is.
And I wonder what.
Can you stop the trains too, man?
Yeah, the trains. But for me, the trains are great because I grew up as a kid by train. I'm good with the train, but it's just
I actually like them too.
Yeah. So I guess what can be done about all the noise?
Well, we have to run the sirens so that people are aware, Mr. Parks, they're coming out of the station. So, and yeah, where you guys live, you're right by the fire department.
Yeah.
Where they come right out. So your townhomes are right there. So you purchased there. But thank you so much for living in, first of all, for living in the city. I think Mr. Parks is the first and only Micron executive to ever choose Manassas as home. So I'm very grateful for that. And that's another feather in my cap. But I know you had emailed about that to the city manager, and I know they're still looking at ways to mitigate some of the noise, but it is so that you know, people know they're coming out and we're on our way to emergency. And I know some of them are probably near your home too. So we've contacted some residents in that area to say, you know, you don't necessarily have to call 911 if it's, you know, if it's not an emergency. So I think there was a little bit of that going on, where they just didn't really know. They just dialed 911 for everything and it wasn't really an emergency. So we're looking at it. We're trying to mitigate some of it, but you are in, you know, it's happening down there and there's a lot going on. So, but as the policies say, we will look into it and get back to you. So.
Thank you. And just in closing, I do want to say that, you know, Micron and the partnership with Manassas is a long one. We invest in the community of Manassas, the farmers market, Osborne High School, the Virginia Family Services, and many partnerships we want to continue. I fully believe that Micron, we do well living in the city. We need to always invest in the area that we live in. So we want to continue to that partnership. And, you know, getting to know you it's been a great opportunity, and to understand where we can invest more. So love being here, and we want to continue to be a good steward of the city. So thank you.
Yeah, we're so grateful.
And you're more of my mayor than anybody on this call, because I live in the city.
I don't know how you put up with these complainers. You're my mayor.
Oh yes, they're the complainers, right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ms. Hart. And Micron has just done an amazing job with the volunteerism of your employees and the networks that you have, and how you just extended yourself to me to come to all of the events that frankly were not happening a year or two ago. So you've come on and changed the whole face of that organization as far as being more involved in the city and the surrounding community, even Prince William County. So we're grateful that you all are here, that you have, you know, allowed your employees to have that volunteer time, because we need it. And the foundation has been wonderful contributing, and our students, the Direct Success Program, thank you for taking a chance on me with that. That was something brand new that I brought and said, hey, we need to, you know, get students right out of high school. Those that we know have to go to work and help their families, and college is not an option. Can we please bring them in? And so just got that Direct Success Program. And then from that, Lockheed Martin and BAE are also doing the same thing. So that was a big plus for the kids in our community as well. So, but thank you for what you do for the city as well. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
Hi, I just want to, I apologize. My name is Sherelle Santana. I do live in the community. I do not want to get into the My Mayor debate. I would just say great minds think alike, I think. But I want to say, for one, I am grateful that I was able to get on this call. I'm so in awe. I love, you know, everything you're doing, obviously. But just wanted to ask, maybe for one, where are you with, I see that you have that success program, great, in the community. As far as financial literacy, do you have that in your program, or are you looking to extend that in your program?
We talked about the financial literacy when we were at our retreat, when it came to the affordable housing, because we are talking about that. We're again starting with the affordable housing units that are being built on Prince William Street, and it's going to grow from there. Not too much I can talk about right now about that, because we looked at ARPA funds and things like that. So we are looking at more affordable housing in the area. That is something to me that is part of that, because you can't, you know, helping people get homes is one thing, but they have to learn what it takes to get there. And I think that's the financial literacy probably that you're talking about, which is so important, that foundation that a lot of folks just don't have. Understanding, you know, how to save for a down payment, all the things that come with buying a home, the repairs, okay, you got to have money to do that. So understanding that and starting that at the high school level, and even a little, is something that we're looking at doing again with those direct success programs and things like that. But that is definitely on the radar, and something that we did talk about at retreat was the pathways to home ownership, which includes the financial literacy. So nothing's stood up yet, but it's in the works, and making sure that that's part of the discussion and part of the plan.
Oh, great. So I guess part two to that question is, how would I be able to be incorporated in that as far
Reach
as?
out to me. I'll put you with the right staff members that can help get you involved.
Great.
Because it's more than one department or player that that you have to work with.
Mhm.
But yeah, just reach out to me directly. As many people know, I respond to calls and emails myself.
I
I don't
appreciate it.
necessarily have a staff. I don't have an assistant. I don't have anything like so. I do a lot of stuff myself, my own calendaring and things like that. So I have people that, that will help me and like that. But as much as I can, I try to respond directly and meet with folks as much as I can myself. So reach out to me. The email's on the website, and you can just, you can set up a time to actually come see me. And when I'm available, we can sit down and talk, and we can see how you can partner. I know that at Centrifuge, there are programs through George Mason, and we have the Small Business Development Center there, and there's a person there that just talks and teaches about business, but I think there's some stuff there as well that you could probably look at, but we can get together and talk about that. But thank you for that question, because it is important that we make sure that our folks are equipped and
Yes.
with all the tools that they need to be successful as homeowners and in life in general. So we try to make it well-rounded. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I guess lastly, I just want to say, I don't want to take up all the time.
You have a 2-question minimum. I'm sorry. You're gonna have
No, this is just a thank you. Actually, I want to.
okay, then go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the birthday party, April 1st. That's
Oh,
my
right.
birthday. So I get to
Oh,
do-
really? Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
happy early
yes,
birthday.
I get to do what I love as far as being in the community and, just enjoy being here. And it just happens to be my 50th year.
Oh, wow. So that's perfect
Great
timing.
milestones for both,
Yeah.
so I'm excited. I'm goosebumps. So thank you. I look forward to talking with you.
It's gonna be a great day, and thank you so much. Yeah, we're so excited about it. A time capsule, and people are putting little tiny things in there about what, I said I plan to be here for the next 150th when we open it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I got the secret to the no aging fountain. So
That is for sure. I'll tell you, that is for sure.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Yes, hi, Mayor Michelle. This is Samantha Barber. We actually met one time. I'm with People Inc.
Okay.
Yeah, Director of Community Engagement. Sorry, I'm about to jump into my car, so sorry I'm not online live. But just want to thank you for coming alongside us
Mhm.
and making that happen. As you know, it was a difficult.
Yep.
Difficult journey,
Yep.
but truly, I don't live in Manassas, but of course I cover Manassas, Prince William, and Manassas Park. So just want to truly thank you for coming alongside People Inc. and giving us a seat at the table. This is what we do, and being able to help, the veterans and being able to provide affordable housing for them. Which is absolutely amazing, and hope that we will continue to be able to partner with you through not just affordable housing, but of course, we have the financial piece as well. We have PIFs that offers small business loans, and also consumer loans, and also financial management when it comes to housing and things like that. So we are your community action agency, and would love to, just the future. I know you're busy. Just sit and chat with you some more about what we can offer more to Manassas, Prince William, and Manassas Park. So thank you so much for coming alongside us. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It was, I think that was early on when I first got in the seat of mayor, and I thought, oh my gosh, all these people are coming at me. But that was something that caught my eye right away, and to be invited in the early stages and to be able to have a voice at that table. I knew affordable housing was coming, and it was going to be, the sexy thing to talk about, and people would be all about it. And that's how we are, right? And so I knew I needed to have my voice in there, and we needed to do something. And you're like the first example of what we're doing in the city. So I need it to be successful because this will kind of set the whole stage for what we do next. And so I'm glad to partner with you guys, and you were so receptive to me, and I'm here, you know, so definitely we'll get together and go forward from here, but definitely want to help folks in the area get what they need. And everybody wants that pride of homeownership, and that's legacy. That's legacy. That's family legacy building too, as well. And we want to see that. So thank you.
Thank you.
I see Mr. Kevin just popped in, or did you just pop on my screen? You know, I'm gonna call you out.
Kevin's here. Yes, he is in the house. I love it.
Okay, anybody else?
Any other questions?
Mayor, this is Scott. If I could just tell you that I'm even more proud of us helping to sponsor this series, seeing your presentation, and I've suggested your competence and your tremendous service to your constituents is only rivaled by your enthusiasm.
Oh, thank you,
So I'm
Scott.
very-
You're always so complimentary. Thank you.
And well, thanks, my pleasure. And while as you know, I live in Arlington, Washington Gas is very proud to serve our customers in the city as well as the county. And so I would suggest you're a mayor for all of Northern Virginia.
Oh, thank you. I won't tell Mayor Wood you said that. So thank you.
Thanks.
That's my sidekick. That's my buddy.
Yeah,
we
indeed.
fight. You know, who's going to be on TV more this week, me or you? So,
Of course, he's busy too, by day and by night, as you.
right.
Keep in touch. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was driving, so I had to get to a point where I could stop and actually log in and be an active participant. Good morning, everybody. One of the things I will say is having lived in Prince William County for, this is my 32nd year. I've lived here, moved here as a teenager. And one of the things I've noticed, just the energy of the change that is taking place, just not even just in our Prince William County alone, but just in the region. And I'm glad to see a new and refreshing energy that is about the constituents, about the citizens, and what the people need, not necessarily just want. Like there's needs that for years have gone unmet. And from being a teenager looking at it to now being a grown man with a business, I'm like, we're still not meeting that. So where do you justify your decisions? And I will say that I am extremely proud of you, Mayor Davis Younger, and the work that you've done. But, you know, I live in Prince William County, the greater Prince William County, and people are like, well, you know, Manassas City does its own thing. I said, well, it has for years, but it's geographically in Prince William County. So that means the citizens are tied to one another, the connections, the relationships, the need, the families, they're connected to each other. My own children went to La Petite preschool. I mean, they grew up here. They were born in Prince William Hospital, which is now not Prince William Hospital. But this year they turned 30. And so when I look at the relationships that they've built outside of the city of Manassas, but inside the city of Manassas, and just the difference in how it's ran, the autonomy that Manassas City has to make certain decisions, but then also I think that the city of Manassas is looking outward, just saying it's not just about us and our decisions. We have to be a part of the greater Prince William County network as well. And I see that reaching across and those bridges being built. So that's refreshing for me to see. And thank you.
Thank you. One of the things that when I first came into the seat of mayor, there was not that relationship that I could see. Well, when I got on council, I didn't see the connection. We are smack dab in the middle of Prince County, and the relationships just weren't there with the chair and Manassas Park mayor and all that. So one of the things I started doing was meeting quarterly with Ann Wheeler, the chair, and Mayor Rischel of Manassas Park. We're all right on top of one another. And there was just no relationships. I said, let's get together and just talk about what's going on in our cities and in the county. And it's been so refreshing to be able to just sit with them. We meet one-on-one and then we all meet together. And as busy as our schedules are, I'm so appreciative of the time that we've been able to do it, over lunch or breakfast or whatever. But it's just important that we share, because we are all right here. If you don't live in the city, you might live in the county but work in the city, or live in the county, work in the city. I mean, it's all connected, like Kevin said. And so those relationships are so important. I think aside from being the bridge builder mayor, I'm the relationship mayor. And I always tell people, you can't build bridges by staying on one side. You gotta go out, you gotta go to the other side, and you have to put yourself out there so people will come to you. You're receptive, you put yourself out there, people come to you. And that's where all these invitations come from all over. But that's because I've been that outreach. I wanna connect with you. I don't know it all. And if I can learn something from Ann or from Mayor Rischel, I want to know. I want to learn what it is you're doing that I might need to know. So it is important. And I'm so glad that people who have been here a very long time and knew what it was and see it now. Can you imagine my parents and what they're thinking? And they couldn't walk in front doors in a lot of the places that exist right now in historic downtown. They couldn't even walk in the front door, and their daughter's the mayor. So that change in itself, and then just, Kevin, 30 years change, they've seen all of that, and it's exciting. And I want that to continue. I want that feeling of I belong and family that I spoke of when I first started talking. I want that to be our story, is that I came here and I felt like I belonged, and I'm part of a big family. So, but yeah, thank you so much for the comments, because I truly have tried to make it that community that works with everybody, and that everybody's voice is heard. You're not gonna always get what you want, but we'll at least hear you, and we provide opportunity to do that. So I appreciate you for all you do as well for the community, because you're out there hustling and making it happen with Miss Tummy Yum Yum, Sharita. Shout out to her for all she does in the community. Amazing what you guys are doing out of there. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Mayor Young, I have a question. So think about it, because you're going to have to give me something to. I would love you to give me a question to pose. So later today, I'm going to facilitate for Leadership Prince William at the Art Museum, and there's some questions we're going to just put out there, and it's really about embracing, getting everybody to realize that the Art Factory is for everyone. So we have some good questions. I feel comfortable with the questions we're going to ask, but you're not going to be there. What question can you give me to ask of that group? And I can give you that information back.
So it's a group coming, and you're
Leadership
asking,
Prince William. Leadership
okay,
Prince William.
So Leadership Prince William is coming to the Art Factory. Shout out to Talia. I love her. Oh my gosh, she's so amazing. Since she took over, she's been just doing an amazing job. So they're coming there, and you're going to ask them about how to make stuff more diversified in the city.
So we want to keep that. We want to keep the word diversity, because we don't want to make it about. It's just about inclusivity. So the part of the question is the whole goal is to help the museum. You don't call it a museum, the Art Factory. Make sure that the language that is expressed through the arts reaches everyone, so that whoever passes by feels like this is our factory. Anybody is welcomed here. So it's that type of, it's engagement to increase the traffic and breathe additional life into it. So what question, because that question would fit with Manassas as well. What would make you move to Manassas, and why? So what question can I ask the group that would help you?
Why do I love Manassas? Something like that. Like, yeah, what do I love most about Manassas, or why am I here, or what makes you stay here? What would you tell a visitor why they should move here? I mean, I don't know if I'm on the right path or not, but something along those lines.
Yeah, I agree. Something is going on in Manassas
Yeah.
that is really, really good right now. It's got a great vibe and good leadership. And it's kind of like, I love where you're going with that, Michelle. Is like, where, what is the vibe you're feeling about Manassas? And, you know, it's the right size. It's not Old Town Alexandria, you know, which is just so big and daunting compared to Manassas. It's small enough, and I love what you're doing with like First Fridays and the ice skating rink, and you're just making everything fun right now. It's like, and it's always different. And I think the Art Factory is kind of just one of those pieces to the puzzle that is making it really a neat place.
That outreach, you know, wasn't there. Again, not putting anybody who was there before, but Talia she came in and she's just like, she met with me and she's like, I'd love some of your time. What can I do? And I said, you got to connect with the heavy hitters in the area. You got to get with UVA. You got to get with micro. You got to get with BAE. You know, you got to get with the folks that have the large numbers and groups of people that can help push programs. So I see more, you know, available classes that are just, I hate to say diverse, but there's just a variety of, you know, if this doesn't fit you, then you can come do this. And it just seemed to be one thing. Now it's just all of this. We have the American artists and the talks and the, you know, and they're backed by the Divine Nine. And so people don't know about that. What is that about? You know, so it's just opening up and you just start to see all these doors opening in variety. But I think what makes you come back once you come here, what makes you come back here? And then what makes you want to live? Because I don't want you to visit. I want the choice and choose Manassas as your resident. What made you do that? I mean, that's kind of where I go when you mention that. That's kind of where my thoughts go. Why us? What's so great about us? You know, that could be a negative, but I turn it into a positive. Yeah. What's so great about it? First of all, we have a great mayor. So no. But yeah, but I think that's what I would think about. But if I think, like you said, I'll have to think about it some more and I probably would come up with something, but I'll send you a message if I come up with something a little more catchy. But that's the first thing that comes off the top of my head.
I just found it.
Yeah.
I just found it, Mayor Young. I just found the question in all that you said. I just found the question.
Good. Okay. So I have, all right.
I love it. I love Janae. I just, if there are no more questions, are there any more questions of the mayor? I want to wrap this up by saying two things. One is, if you didn't know, the mayor briefly mentioned it, that the city will be celebrating their 150th anniversary in another month and a half or so. And if you didn't know, there's a super secret rumor out there that KO Distillers, Manassas's own and a great member of the board of directors of the Prince William Chamber, is going to produce a one-of-a-kind custom barrel of whiskey just for the 150th anniversary. They're going to create a special bottle, and so all of us that love the mayor and love this city got to make sure we get a copy, get that bottle. So I'm super excited about that.
That's
great. And then the last thing is I'm going to start a petition very, very soon. I don't know quite when, but the mayor led this effort to change this city. She bought a hotel. She bought a hotel and she's going to change the entire block. That is like no man's land. It's the worst block in all of Northern Virginia. And now it's going to go from worst to first, right? It's going to be awesome. And I think we should call that new hotel the Davis Younger Hotel.
Oh my God.
So there is going to be a petition coming, but we need to make her mom and dad super proud of her, more than just becoming mayor, the greatest mayor in the history of this city, but or Northern Virginia region, but also we got to put her name on a building. That's what I think.
I'll take a little
Wow.
brick down in the corner of the foundation.
You don't have to. And like those little girls that you are inspiring every day, I agree. I want you to put your picture at the top of
Oh.
those mayors. So when you get that wall, it can't be just the next one in line, like you always say. It needs
Yeah.
to be on top of it all.
Those stories that are coming out of there. I mean, the one, and I know I don't want to run over time, but the one girl, Isabella, think about, she won and I started the, the If I Were Mayor essay contest. She won that, comes to Chambers and City Hall. Ever. They had just moved to Manassas a year before that from Ecuador, I believe, and all of these things are happening. So she comes to Chambers, she gets recognized. Then I choose her to be on Channel 9 when they came to interview us, and they actually went to their home and they were on TV. And then she gets to go to the White House. They surprised me, and they didn't tell me they were doing this, but at the end of the tour, the lady who arranged it, Adrienne, had all female leaders of their sections or departments. So there was a leader of like part of the Secret Service out there, the motorcycle unit, the bicycle unit, the dog, all women. We walk through and they're all standing there. So you imagine these girls are seeing these women in these positions. And Isabella puts on the little Secret Service vest and she goes, this is what I'm going to do. This is in Ecuador a year ago.
So beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Yes, this is why, and you know my focus going forward, and Janae is going to be a big part of it too. Is we got to figure out this She Week event that we want to do for the chamber, and I know that you've already agreed to be a big part of that, Mayor. So I thank you, and we'll keep you in the loop. We're starting the planning now, so awesome. If there are no other questions, we will respect everybody's time and get out of here on time. Well, 2 minutes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you all so much again for the opportunity. Look forward to coming back again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Have
a good
Take
day.
care.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
And Mayor, I just want to say, I'm sure you realize by now, I'm thankful for your humbleness, but you don't fit in a corner.
On the corner of a brick.
Yeah,
and a
you're like, I
dog.
just want a little corner. You're too big for that. I
Yeah,
know you're
not about me. Not about me. It's all
I know
about
that.